Good morning and welcome to Wake Up and Rise, the morning show that brings you the latest information, motivation, and inspiration you need to rise above. I'm your host, Dustin Williams, husband to the last good woman on earth, father to 3 amazing kiddos, and Kentucky's favorite real estate expert. Each episode is designed with you in mind, providing you with insightful tips, daily inspiration, and strategies to succeed. So grab your cup of coffee, settle in, and let's rise together because it is time to wake up and rise. Good morning, friends, and welcome to another episode of Wake Up and Rise. That's right, I'm back. Dustin Williams up in the house. I'm your host of today's episode and every episode of Wake Up and Rise show. And I'm also Kentucky's favorite real estate expert. And today we're going to dive into a concept that can completely transform. I mean, if you let it, it can completely transform your mindset and your life. It's the power of perspective, right? The power of perspective, y'all. Hey, listen, here's what happened. Last week, I mentioned that I had seen a lot of foreclosures, right? Well, I happen to have buyers who were looking at properties, and a couple of my buyers decided that they liked these foreclosure properties. So I've been busy. Let me tell you something. Foreclosures are a lot of work. It's a lot of paperwork. It's just a lot of stuff you got to do, right? And it's a lot of extra work on me. So, but you know what? It's for my clients. They're not really my clients. It's for my people, because that's what I call them. They're my people. I do for my people what I would do for my family. I go above and beyond for them. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been putting in offers. And the last couple of mornings, I woke up to, and I broke my rule, but I woke up to some messages and stuff. Hey, you need to do this right now, kind of deal. And I've been sucked into my real estate world the last couple of mornings, but this morning I sat down and I thought about the show, and I wrote the word perspective. And so it's just amazing what you can do. You've seen it. You've seen the visuals, right? Where they take and I should have pulled up a clip, but you've seen the visuals where they take a basketball or something. And they zoom super close, like they zoom way in on whatever object, and they say, "What is this?" And you're like, "I don't know. That looks like the mountains on Mars or something," right? And then they show you the picture of it zoomed out. You could see that it's a basketball, right? Like, perspective is power, right? It's powerful. So whether you're just rolling out of bed this morning to seize your day, or if you're dragging yourself over to the coffee machine, this episode's here to shift your outlook and set you up for success. So let's rise above like we do every day and make this day extraordinary. That's right. So let's talk about this. Why does perspective matter? Like, what's the purpose? Let's talk about it. It's not just a buzzword that's used, right? It's a lens through which we see and interpret the world. It's a lens that we see and interpret the world around us, right? The same situation can feel like a challenge or an opportunity. It depends on how you look at it. Depends on perspective. Think about it. You're stuck in traffic, right? Just think about this. You're stuck in traffic. You're gritting your teeth in frustration. Now imagine that same scenario, but instead of focusing on the delay, you notice the beautiful sunset ahead, or use the time to listen to an inspiring podcast. Right? Same situation, two very different experiences. Now, I use the whole traffic scenario in your head, right? Because I get frustrated with traffic. I don't call it road rage necessarily, but I get, oh man, stoplights, like when people are in my way, it just ruins my day, right? It doesn't really ruin my day, but it frustrates me. Okay, it frustrates me. And, working in the city, when it rains, especially, there is accidents. And unfortunately, my only route home is through a lot of accidents some days. Even if you try to turn around, like it doesn't make it any shorter. If I try to go a different way, everybody's trying to go a different way. It's all congested. It takes forever and it's frustrating. But here's the thing about perspective, though. Okay. Number one, you're already sitting in traffic. Like, that's not going to change. So, number two, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to choose to be frustrated, gritting your teeth, like hitting your window? You know, like, what are you going to do? You're going to be just upset about it? Or, hey, you know what? It's what it is. You're stuck there. You're not going anywhere. Try to do something productive, or, I don't know, change your perspective on it. So that's why I use the traffic one. It's because it relates to me, and I think it relates to a lot of people. Also, one of the most powerful tools in shifting your perspective here is reframing. Okay. It's reframing. Early in my real estate career, I lost a deal that I thought was going to be a game changer, right? I mean, I could have let that defeat me, but instead, I used it as an opportunity to learn, right? I doubled down on improving my negotiation skills. I put in extra hours. I redefined my service areas. I even redefined my process to which I vet my people, right? My clients. It wasn't that long when I look at the grand scheme of things. It felt like it was a long time, but it wasn't that long before I closed some deals. But I learned, like, that deal that I lost. I learned some important things. Every obstacle holds a hidden opportunity. You just have to look for it. Like, what's a challenge, right? You got to get a different perspective on it. Think about a challenge you're facing right now. Take a moment and think about how it might be teaching you something valuable or preparing you for something greater. Like, there's lessons to be learned. Lessons to be learned, guys. Whatever you're going through, right? Whatever you're struggling with in your career, in your personal life, in relationships, there's a lesson to be learned there. Okay? And I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to me. When I write this show, I almost feel like I write it for myself and I get on here and I tell it to everybody. So if you're struggling or if you have a challenge, look for the things that you can learn from it, because that's what's going to help you push you forward, and that's what's going to propel you into success. So as we wrap up today's show, just remember this: your perspective is your power. If you can change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. Write that on your wall. If you can change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. So that's it for today's show, guys. Thank you for starting your day with me here on Wake Up and Rise. If this episode inspired you, share it with someone who could use a boost, right? Share it out on your news feed. Share it on your social media. Send this episode to somebody. Tell someone about the show, right? I want to build a community with you guys. I want to build a community of people where we can lean into one another and lift each other up. That's what I'm trying to build here. And I need your help. I need your engagement with this. So let me know if you want to hear something specific on the show. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. Let me know what you would like to see. Let me know your ideals. Let me know your ideals. And yeah, bring people in. Let's create something beautiful together. Remember, guys, every morning is a new opportunity to rise above and be yourself. So until next time, keep on rising, my friends. Keep on rising. I will be back here tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. with another episode of Wake Up and Rise. Until then, you guys get out there. You guys get out there and you shine.